Facilities of the Dodge Nature Center include a meeting room, laboratory, office, library, small exhibit area, model farm, maple syruping room, self-guided nature trail, observation blind, and a greenhouse. An integral part of the Dodge Nature Center are the many volunteers, teachers, leaders, and naturalists who give so much of their time to assure that all who visit the Dodge Nature Center not only enjoy their visit, but they also learn from their experiences. It became very evident to me from my discussions with Mrs. Dodge and other volunteers that the Nature Center's reasons for being are to definably and calculatedly improve man's association with his natural environment. One of the many programs available at the Dodge Nature Center is the elementary level summer school classes. As we see, one of the naturalists is working with the children. Let's go to the farm area and see some of the animals. There we see the goats, a prime example of some of the animals at the Dodge Nature Center. Baby pigs were recently born, and this presents a unique experience for the children.
Welcome to Dodge Nature Center and this June edition of Insight 7. I'm Judy Sky Voss. The chilly, slow start to spring didn't hamper activity here at this Nature Center. In fact, since early May, busloads of children have come in daily to take part in any number of different activities. And on today's Insight 7 Cities report, we'll introduce you to some of the many educational programs offered here and to the people who make them possible. But before we tour these trails, take a look at what else is inside this edition of Insight 7. Educating children about the wonders of nature through first-hand experience has been a long-term goal of this very special West St. Paul woman. She is the reason the Dodge Nature Center exists, and she is the focus of today's Insight 7 Sideline. As many as 2,000 visitors have come to experience wildlife and the big and small wonders of the outdoors at Dodge Nature Center. And that's just in 1 week. On today's Insight 7 Cities report, we'll travel some of the many trails at Dodge to sample a variety of educational programs that are offered to visitors and find out why this nature center, nestled inside a busy suburban area, keeps folks of all ages coming back year-round.
Right inside the middle of your container, you're going to see other little aquatic insects swimming around. Those little dots? Yep, these little green.
Dodge Nature Center was started by the Dodge family. And back in the early 1960s, this was truck farm area. Lots of little farms creating all sorts of produce, growing all sorts of produce for the city of St. Paul, the growing metropolis. And so up until the early 60s, that was truck farms, and then this boom of development came. A lot of houses were developed as the urban sprawl set in, and the Dodge family purchased this land from the local truck farmers. And at that time they decided that they would like to preserve the land for the local, primarily school children, to come out and discover nature. So in 1967 the Nature Center was formed. It's almost 30 years old now, and it has been serving the local community school districts since that time.
You describe the philosophy or mission of Dodge Nature Center.
And the purpose of the institution has been, since its beginning, twofold. One, to preserve some wild space for the community, and two, to provide a sanctuary, so to speak, for the education of children, where they could have environmental education in an urban environment. Nature Center, for many, many years, it has had essentially a single focus, and those are its school programs. We have 33,000 school kids to 35,000 school kids a year come out here for the paid program visits. And that's more than twice as many as any other nature center in the Twin Cities, and I think about 3 to 4 times as much as the average. So it's been very successful.
Our 40-acre working model farm is just part of what makes the larger 320-acre Dodge Nature Center unique. It's nestled within an urban setting just 4 miles from downtown St. Paul, which was all part of the original vision of Mrs. Olivia Dodge.
I began to worry because there were signs all over saying, "For sale." This was all farmland, truck farming land. And all the farmers were having to sell out because of the big combines. Their day was over. And I couldn't sleep nights worrying about what was going to happen to that land. The developers were all roaring in and getting ready to not do a very good job, I'm afraid. But it was a woman who did tell me, maybe a nature center. And it just like a light went off in my head. I can't tell you how thrilled I was, because we were saving the land. We were going to use it to teach children to love nature, to become good stewards.
This wonderful piece of land is characterized by a variety of habitats.
Welcome everyone to a very special A Night for Nature. I'm Jason Sanders, and it's my privilege to serve as Executive Director of Dodge Nature Center and Preschool for 10 years. Unique circumstances this year created an opportunity for us to reach many more with this event. Registered viewers are from 15 different states, Canada, and even Australia. Hi, Tom. We're so excited to be sharing this evening with all of you as we make the biggest announcement in Dodge Nature Center history. Later in the program, of course. But first, some housekeeping. Turn up that sound a little bit. I know you want to make sure you can hear me. Click the full screen button so you can see everything tonight. And thank you to our sponsors whose generous support allowed this event to be free to all. Thank you to Morse Code for providing this great studio where we're live tonight. Truly live, no delays, we are here. Thank you to Annie Burnt and Community Blueprint for all their videos and all the drone work as well that you're going to see tonight. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to keep things moving tonight, and I hope you'll stick with me till the end. Even though we couldn't be together in person this year, I want this to be alive, interactive as possible. And when you RSVP'd, you received a cocktail recipe and a coloring sheet for the kids. Please take part in those things. While there's a special opportunity to donate to Dodge later in the evening, if you're inspired to give a gift tonight, exit the full screen mode and then click on the button below at any time. Thank you. Did you notice this beautiful piece of alphabet art next to me? It was created by our talented naturalist, Ashley Johnson. You'll get to meet her later in the show. Keep an eye on this easel. The letter will change throughout the night. There are 6 letters total. Write down every letter you see and unscramble them to spell a word. Fill out the form below this video in the next 24 hours for your chance to win one of these prize packs. Right over both of my shoulders here. 2 people will bring home all of these native wildflowers and grasses to start or expand your own pollinator garden. I'm also grateful for our event chairs Lit and Ann Field. This isn't the night for nature that they were expecting when they agreed to chair, but they are excited to share in this moment with you. They recorded a special message to welcome you to the event. Take a look.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Thomas Irvin Dodge Nature Center, A Night for Nature.
We are so honored to be the event chairs this year.
The event certainly looks different this year as we stay at home and keep each other safe. But as Dodge has stepped up for the community during these times, we have so much to celebrate. A Night for Nature highlights Dodge's importance to environmental education and throughout social distancing requirements. Dodge has been a tangible source of good, serving the community, keeping trails open, creating new content for children and adults, and adjusting programming to continue to nourish your need for nature.
Normally, A Night for Nature is a time where we gather to hear about the latest ways Dodge is leading nature-based education, and tonight is no different. Throughout the evening, you will hear about how Dodge has responded to the events of 2020 and how they continue to innovate and impact the community, and how your support can ensure Dodge continues to lead for generations to come.
Anna and I are proud to have been Dodge supporters for decades and decades. I was first exposed to Dodge in the 1980s, coming out to see Olivia with my parents. Since then, I joined the board in 1999 and was privileged to be the board chair in 2009 and 2010. I can recall back in the early 2000s walking the grounds with Olivia as she envisioned a preschool for environmental education. Since then, Dodge has improved and changed and expanded. We placed a conservation easement on the Lilly property and most recently acquired the Connie Otis Farm in Cottage Grove with plenty of environmental education to come.
My Dodge education includes Farmer Don teaching me how to catch chickens, which I believe entitles me to own chickens. Right, honey?
Chickens? I don't think so.
I think we're going to have chickens.
Tonight, chickens or not. Oh no.
Wouldn't you agree?
I don't think we'll have any chickens. But
we're having
tonight
chickens.
We renew our support and ask that you join us. It is because of the generosity of donors like you that Dodge continues to impact the community.
And while we don't have a goat kissing booth or chicken bingo tonight, we still wanted to create an interactive and fun atmosphere for the evening. When you RSVP'd for the event, you should have received a recipe card for a fun Dodge cocktail or mocktail. At this time, we'd like to turn the festivities over to Dodge Nature Center Director of Environmental Education, Pete Cleary, for a masterclass in nature-based cocktails.
Take it away, Pete.
Oh, lit. You are getting chickens for sure. No doubt in my mind. And thanks, Pete. If you missed it, you can make the mocktail of this cocktail as well by replacing club soda with, replacing the whiskey and 7-Up with club soda. Sorry, Chad. When Pete isn't making cocktails, he spends his time at Dodge leading our outstanding team of naturalists. This year, every aspect of what we do as an organization was tested because of the pandemic. Nature programs, camps, preschool, farm, volunteers, everything. Our resilient staff and their creativity and humor continue to help us through these times together. And it's your gifts to the annual fund that support Dodge's daily operations. Your generosity means Dodge has the tools to respond creatively to the needs of the community, even as they change so dramatically this year. People are the heart and soul of Dodge Nature Center, and since you won't have a chance to see staff at Night for Nature this year, I recently sat down with some of them to discuss how they've adapted to this year's events. First up, the preschool. If you weren't aware, Dodge Nature Preschool is our place for early childhood environmental learning. At Dodge, children develop a lifelong connection to nature while exploring the Nature Center's 110 acres. Everything from the farm, ponds, prairies, woodlands, every season, all weather. Kristenza Nelson, a lead teacher at Dodge Nature Preschool, shared some of the ways the preschool program has adapted this year, both as the pandemic was beginning and now as children come back to school.
My name is Kristenza Nelson, and I am a teacher at the preschool.
When the state of Minnesota closed down schools mid-March, that meant 3, 4, and 5-year-olds at Dodge Nature Preschool also were heading home.
Yes, it did.
How did that affect you and the preschool teachers?
Well, we were actually right here on the very last day of school. We were tapping maple trees, and our numbers started to drop off in the class, and I think I had 3 or 4 children on the very last day. And it was so sudden. It felt really almost like we were in a ghost town when we came back to the school. You know, little Ellie's sweatshirt was still hanging in her cubby, and we had walked away and, you know, just really shut things down, and it was really sad.
As we get by past conferences, you know, Dodge has decided and teachers said, hey, let's continue on with some online education here and distance learning. What did that look like, and what were some of the challenges preschool teachers had?
Well, I think particularly for preschool teachers, we're working with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. So we sort of felt like what distance learning was such a far cry from being together on the trail. Mm-hmm. We also follow emergent curriculum, and we follow the 4 seasons as our curriculum. So all of a sudden to be, you know, isolated in a way that our only form of communication was through a screen with a very young child, it was incredibly challenging. So we really worked hard to figure out how to pull them back into the conversation, back into the classroom to be a part of the dialogue. And I was so happy to see their faces. And more than anything, they just wanted to see each other and laugh and make faces and share a toy, show you their bedroom. You know, they just really were excited to see each other.
Now fast forward to July 6th, in fact, where we welcome children back to the preschool. Very small number of children that we're used to, right. But to be the best that we can be, we wanted to open those doors up so they could participate at Dodge. What did that mean to you that first day as the children drove up?
The first day, I really wondered how things were going to go. We have a different method, following guidelines to open and operate safely, and I didn't know, again, how that would affect children's social and emotional well-being. I can't tell you how delightful it is to see children back on the trails, and the first day was just figuring out how things were just going to be a little different. And they are so happy to be back and so happy to be with other children. And we do little reminders like eagle arms so you have a little space, but what a gift to be outside. We know that's one of the safest places to be and the safest ways to be together. And I think it's the best medicine for kids and for this situation.
Thank you, Kristenza, and to every creative, innovative teacher at Dodge Nature Preschool. This year we will also be celebrating our 20th anniversary at the preschool, one of the very first nature preschools in the United States, a model for other programs across the country. Maybe you know this firsthand because your children attended the preschool. I'm a preschool alumni parent too. Or maybe you have students there this fall in outdoor classrooms, learning in the fresh air and beauty of Dodge. Whether your child was there 20 years ago or possibly there this morning climbing Challenge Hill, thank you for entrusting your preschooler to Dodge. Nature-based education doesn't stop with the preschool. It is at the core of everything that Dodge represents. Because of that, we're also dedicating to providing programs to individuals of families of all ages. Those programs often do take place at Dodge, but our naturalists also focus on outreach beyond the borders of the Nature Center into schools across the Twin Cities. I spoke with one of our naturalists, Pam Wilesevich, about her role and how it shifted this year in response to the changing needs of the community.
My name is Pam Wilesevich. I'm a naturalist here at Dodge Nature Center. One of the long-timers. I've been here more than 20 years now. How time flies.
So in one of your roles, in multiple roles here at Dodge, but one of the roles is the E-STEM coordinator with Heritage Middle School. Mm-hmm. You spend typically every week going into the classroom?
Yep, almost every week. It's about a half-time position. So hopefully this, well, in general, I'm there 2.5 days a week.
Perfect.
And I see all 200 of their 5th grade students here in 197 at that particular school.
This last March, things changed. That stopped. Well, how did that affect you and the partnership with Heritage?
Well, I talked to my liaison and we decided that I would make some videos, and we focused on the topics that we had sort of already been doing at the school. Each season I focus on some sort of an animal topic. So we start in the spring with an insects, and we discover bees and cockroaches and all kinds of exciting creatures of that sort. We move into reptiles and amphibians in the later fall, and then mammals is usually in the wintertime, and we had just started our unit on birds. We like to do birds in the spring because, of course, that's when they're visual, they're noisy, they're very, very relevant. And so we decided to start with a good old-fashioned owl program. And I think it was well received by the students. Actually, the teachers told me that the lessons that I was sending via video were the most interactive lessons that the students were actually doing through school. So it was very exciting for me, and I think it was fun for them.
More than 20. Pam, thank you for making the most of this situation for our students at Heritage and to all our naturalists who go the extra mile in our outreach programs. In addition to outreach and caring for our animals, Pam also hosts a nature program for adults called Women in the Woods. It always sells out. Dodge provides nature and farm learning experience for thousands of children and adults every year through field trips, after-school programs, camps, and community events. If you're interested in programs like these, check out our website for upcoming outdoor, socially distanced programs for adults and kids. I hope you're taking note of the alphabet art here. Isn't Ashley awesome? And if you haven't mixed up that signature cocktail yet, now would be the time so we can toast to our big news coming in a few short minutes. Did you know Pam is married to Don, also known as Farmer Don? If you ever had the chance to talk to Don, you know how extremely educated he is on all topics: traditional farming, organic gardening, bees, chicken, goats, pigs, you name it. I sat down with him to hear more about how the farm has been affected by the pandemic.
It's
hard to,
you know, it's what we do. My name's Don Oberdorfer. I'm the farm director at Dodge Nature Center and have been so for 22 years now.
The farm has looked quite different, at least activity-wise, this spring. How has the shutdown with the pandemic affected the farm this last spring?
It probably hasn't affected the farm a whole lot in what we have to do, but it has affected a lot in what we can do. And so it's a little bit strange because with animals and plants and such things, you have to take care of them regardless of who comes.
We also kind of held back on some of the animals and getting them out in the pasture. As we put them out, and with the influx of people coming to Dodge, what has been the reaction of visitors coming to Dodge and seeing animals?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. You know, it's both great.
What a wealth of knowledge. We're extremely fortunate to have Don leading the farm department, as well as a number of developments at Shepherd Farm. Environmental education at Dodge just doesn't stop. There's something for everyone. Preschoolers, kids, and campers, to adults, families, and seniors. And Dodge wouldn't be what it is without the dedication of our passionate volunteers. On that note, I want to offer my congratulations to Leslie Krona. She's been selected our 2020 Shan Knox Volunteer of the Year. Leslie serves as one of our highly trained teacher naturalist volunteers. She knows nature. When school buses drop off kids for a field trip, she's ready to go. Thank you, Leslie, for your deep commitment to Dodge and, of course, the goodies that you bring in pre-COVID. And thank you to all of our volunteers. If you're watching from home tonight, know that you make a difference for Dodge every day. You teach, you maintain trails, plant gardens, and care for our raptors and farm animals. Thank you. In addition to volunteers, we also depend on our naturalist fellows. Every year, recent college graduates are invited to both learn and actually live on the property at Dodge for the year. They are the next generation of nature-based educators, and if our current class of fellows is any indication, the future is bright for environmental education. Ashley Johnson has taken full advantage of this opportunity and has been a tremendous asset to Dodge, especially during these challenging times.
My name is Ashley. I'm a naturalist fellow here at Dodge Nature Center. I work with children and various educational groups as well as developing naturalist skills.
So as a naturalist fellow, one of the roles we ask of you is to keep a journal. I see you've brought your journal today. What does that journal mean to you, and has that helped lead to inspiration in art?
Yeah, the intention behind the Nature Journal is to engage your observation skills and pay attention more closely than you might if you were just looking to take something and then try to replicate it. Really does cause you to pay more attention than you might and notice things you might not otherwise.
In addition to be a naturalist fellow here at Dodge Nature Center, you are also quite the artist. A number of your coloring sheets, Color It Wild, have been downloaded over nearly 1,000 times. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I never expected it to be that successful. It was something I wanted to offer, didn't really have expectations, but that exceeded my any hopes I had for it, and I'm very proud of that.
I see one of your drawings that you're wearing today on your shirt. What gave you that inspiration?
It started as the cover of my naturalist notebook and has now been translated to a Dodge Nature Center t-shirt.
And when I think of Dodge Nature Center, I think of the storied history of Dodge and how we are impacting others. You're really impacting people with not necessarily just nature education, but also art. Has to make you feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a really close link between exploring nature and aesthetics, and I think nature-based art programs can be really useful and really engaging for some kids and adults.
So cheers to you, Lytton Ann. It's finally time for that big announcement. Growth of Dodge over my time here, the growth of Dodge has been absolutely awesome. When you think of the number of people walking our trails, spending time in our programs and our community events, everything you think of, you think outside. As I reflect on the growth, I'm reminded of a quote from Mrs. Olivia Irvin Dodge that she shared with me. She said to me, "Jason," sitting in her sunroom, "you could have the most beautiful, biggest building around, but all that matters is the people inside." And if you have noticed anything today from the videos, it's the people, it's the relationship. Thank you to you, our donors and staff, for making this announcement possible. For years, the Dodge tagline has been nourishing your need for nature. Tonight, I am excited to announce the largest campaign in the history of Dodge Nature Center and Preschool, nourishing everyone's need for nature, a $40 million comprehensive campaign.
Olivia Dodge always sought out the characteristics and interests and passions that other people had, and she respected them and helped them to move forward and grow in their own path.
Mrs. Dodge's legacy is extremely important to this organization, and it's where we started and it's where we built from. She is still impacting people's lives by what we are doing today, and will continue to impact those lives for many years to come.
I think in Minnesota we're too good at keeping secrets, and Dodge has been too well kept a secret for too long. This campaign is really critical to ensure the viability and sustainability of Dodge for the next 50 years and beyond. And one of my hopes is that as a result of this successful campaign, Dodge will not only increase its visibility, but it will increase its audience. It will increase its program offerings. It will increase its range and its reach.
I don't think we can think in terms of an ambitious goal. I think we have to think in terms of how much do we want to protect something that we believe in.
Too many people are presented with too many barriers for meaningful access to the outdoors and connection to nature. I think we have an opportunity now to really do good work in accessibility and equity in environmental and outdoor education.
I think it just means what I believe in, which is that we all need to have time in a natural setting, to breathe deeply of clear air, to walk and have a vista of green and growing things, and to allow our minds to reach up and think as high our thoughts as we can manage.
We're extremely excited about the Cottage Grove community. When you think back to Dodge Nature Center in 1967, this property was surrounded by farmland. And you look at it today, it sits in the middle of housing. This historic moment is possible because of the legacy of Mrs. Dodge and all those that came before us who supported and grew this organization. And this historic moment is possible because of you. Thank you for being here tonight and for caring about Dodge, for valuing environmental education and the Nature Center in your community. You keep Dodge going and growing. So I know you'll be thrilled to hear that Dodge has already raised over $28 million in cash, pledges, and planned gifts towards our $40 million goal, which we plan to reach over the course of the next few years. So we are already 70% towards our goal. Tonight, I can also share with you that the campaign has tremendous lead gift, combining a planned gift and pledges from an anonymous donor couple who are longtime generous supporters and volunteers to Dodge. Their leadership and support is greatly appreciated as we kick off this campaign. I am also happy to announce that Cy and Vicki Ford have committed over $5 million to the Dodge Nature Center Preschool Endowment. They've been here for the preschool since the start, very evident by the 2 statues outside the preschool. They're firm believers and boosters of early childhood environmental education. Thank you to the Fords for their legacy of leadership to Dodge. The campaign is starting strong. In addition to those gifts, I just want to mention a few more. I'm very grateful for 100% participation from our board of directors, a $500,000 commitment to capital projects at Shepherd Farm from the Fred C. and Catherine B. Anderson Foundation, and a $250,000 towards the expansion of programming from Michelle and Tom Schlehuber, along with the Sloggy Family Foundation. Thank you all for your leadership. Tonight, you've seen how Dodge has adapted to the events of 2020. This is all possible thanks to donors who support the annual fund, the daily operations of Dodge Nature Center and Preschool. The annual fund is a critical aspect of nourishing everyone's Need for Nature campaign as well. In fact, we hope to raise $2 million for the annual fund throughout the years of the campaign. Annual fund gifts provide the most flexible support to Dodge and allow us to meet the needs of the community at times even under the most difficult circumstances. Because they know how vital the annual fund is, our generous anonymous donor couple has also pledged $1 million as a challenge match for the annual fund. This means every new and increased gift to the annual fund throughout the campaign will be doubled, dollar for dollar, up to $1 million. We are so grateful to the donors that have already stepped up in big ways to make this campaign successful, and are incredibly excited to invite all of our donors, all of you here tonight, to begin helping us reach our $40 million goal. In celebration of officially launching the public portion of the campaign, we have an opportunity to jumpstart our goal for the annual fund. Funds that will be put to work right away for environmental education, getting kids and adults outside learning in nature. Our anonymous donor couple has agreed to double everything we raise tonight. Funds tonight will go towards our $40 million capital goal. Whether you're new to Dodge or a longtime donor, your gift tonight will have twice the impact. Together, we can raise $125,000 tonight so that our generous anonymous donor couple can double it to $250,000 of annual fund support. Let's get this started. Below the video, you will see, below this video, I'm going to say below this video we're on right now, you'll see a donate button. Behind me, we're going to display our progress towards a $125,000 goal. With your gift of any amount, you make that thermostat move. Thermometer. I encourage you to make your gift through our online platform below. But if you'd rather give a pledge over the phone, call our team here in the studio. The phone number is below this video. Just want to remind you that if you're on full screen, you'll have to click out of full screen. Don't leave the screen, but just click out of full screen, and then you can scroll down to click on the button to see the rest of the page. I do love a good surprise, and here's another one. Got to make sure this is up here. In addition to the gifts being doubled tonight, any donor who makes a gift of $25 or more will also receive this special edition DNC shirt with artwork by our naturalist fellow, Ashley Johnson, who you met earlier in the show. It's free for you as a sign of our thanks. We have adult and kid sizes available because we know we have nature lovers of all ages watching tonight. Normally, a night for nature, we would announce a fund to need around a specific project, but because of the unique circumstances of 2020, the flexibility of our annual fund has become the greatest need and our greatest opportunity with the challenge match. As we get started, we're going to start the fund to need by asking for gifts of $15,000. But feel free to make a gift of any size at any time by clicking donate on your device. It only takes a minute to make a gift, and don't forget, it will be doubled. My team will bring me the first name so I can give you a shout out for your support. $25,000 gift has come in from a Dodge board member, above and beyond the $15,000 we have asked for. Thank you so very much. Gotta remember to move these things. This is a campaign for camps. After these many months of distance learning and screen time, kids need to be outdoors all the more. Dodge camps give kids fresh air, freedom, and fortitude. Thank you so much. Let's move to the $10,000 level. Over 125 bird species here at Dodge. Open to the public 365 days a year, sun up to sundown. 8 miles of hiking trails. $10,000 from a Dodge camp parent. $10,000 from Ann and Jim. $10,000 from Chad and Maggie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's move to the $5,000 level. This is a campaign to maintain. This is a campaign for terrain, forest, farm fields, prairies, ponds, wild green space, right in the middle of housing, business, and development. $5,000 from Cy and Vicky, $5,000 from Betty. Thank you so very much. Let's move to $2,500. $5,000 from Jake. Jake just made that commitment. Thank you, Jake. Let's move to $2,500. This is a campaign to gain essential facilities and the capacity to provide environmental education. $2,500 from Sarah and Clint, $2,000 from Patty and Brian, $2,000 from JP and Melissa. Thank you for your support. This is wonderful. Let's move to the $1,000 level. Are there folks out there that are willing to support Dodge Nature Center and the preschool with a $1,000 gift? $1,500 from Dave and Stephanie, $1,000 from Jenny and John, $1,000 from Steve and Faye. I want you guys to know thank you for your support, and more important, those people that are coming out to walk our trails, to visit Dodge. Here's one for you when you come out the next time and you're with your family. Say to your kids and you see one of the bunnies, hey, see that rabbit? You know how to catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on it. Oh, let's move down to the $500 level. $500 from Richard and Lois. $500 from John and Ruth. $500 from Gregory and Ann. Thank you. And when you see that next rabbit the next time, you can tell your family, do you know how to catch a tame rabbit? Tame way. I know West St. Paul Mayor Dave Napier is laughing at those. Let's move to the $250 level. We welcome all heartfelt gifts of any size, and we appreciate your interest in Dodge. $1 million from Ryan. Ryan, in the development office, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, he just changed it to $1 from Ryan. Ryan, thank you for that dollar. We greatly appreciate that. Let's move down to the $100 level. This is a campaign to sustain the legacy of Mrs. Dodge and 50 years of innovative, creative ideas. $100 from Thomas and Edith, $100 from Tom, $100 from James and Judy. Fabulous. Let's move down to the $25 level. Remember, any gift of $25 or more will receive a free shirt designed by Ashley. Again, welcoming all gifts and appreciate all gifts. Thank you, Cynthia, for your $25. Lillian, $25. John, $25. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Wow, that was intense. Gifts of any size can be made to Dodge Nature Center, and we thank you for those. Thank you so much for your generous gifts tonight. This is just the beginning. Thank you to the donors that set the stage for this campaign. And if you'd like to hear more about this campaign, please reach out to me at jsanders@dodgenaturecenter.org or give us a call at 651-455-4531. In addition to the annual fund, which you supported tonight, there are many ways to participate in this campaign, including gifts to capital projects, endowment gifts, and legacy gifts. Thank you to our sponsors who gave us the tools to bring A Night for Nature direct to your living room. To the staff of Dodge Nature Center and Preschool, I salute you and thank you. We are so excited about this campaign, and the funds raised tonight will be put to use right away. Your support is keeping Dodge responsive to the needs of this community. I invite you to a tour of Dodge property and hear more about our future. If you haven't had a chance to make your gift, this link will stay active after the event. You can also visit dodgenaturecenter.org/campaign to view the campaign video and learn more about ways to support this campaign. Thank you for being here tonight. Because of you, this campaign is off to an amazing start. You raised almost $250,000 tonight. I can feel, even on a screen, I can feel how much you care about Dodge. You inspire the work of every environmental educator at Dodge, and you definitely inspire me. Thank you for securing a bright and bold future for Dodge Nature Center and Preschool. Thank you, and good night. And I failed. Signe, I failed.